How many friends from 5 years ago are still in your life? Over the last few years, I've watched my circle of friends slowly disappear, leaving me in a place I never expected to be, alone. It was a slow fade, this loss of friendship. It started when one friend started dating someone new, which is normal and understandable. Then it happened again, when another friend started dating someone new. Then I did what everyone tells you not to. I started dating a close friend. I saw the crash and burn before it happened. Yes, that relationship has since ended, but the most painful part was the loss of the friendship rather than the romantic aspect of it. Now, due to relationships, life changes, and misunderstandings, I'm here. All alone, it feels like. I think what's made it harder for me is that over the past year, I took a significant pay cut, leading me to drop most of my social activities and hobbies. I'm not a homebody. I love being at home, sure. It's my safe place, my respite from the crazy outside world, but I also love being a part of that crazy world. I love getting up on my day off, getting ready first thing, and heading out the door for the freshly ground cup of coffee at the cool neighborhood coffee spot. I love the people watching, overhearing fun conversations, and of course the pet watching as well. And after a long day of being out and about, that's when I couldn't imagine being anywhere else but the little nook I call home. But I'm just not that person who wants to be home during the day. Yet that's basically what I've done on my free time over the past year. Stay home, cook, clean, do laundry, fold laundry, put away laundry, fucking laundry. This is not fun for me. This loss of friendships, along with not being able to be out and about the way I enjoy, has left me in a place of feeling really vulnerable and lonely. Usually this happens in the evenings when I've had a long day at work. I finally have some time to relax and my mind starts to wander. I start to think about how nice it would be to be sitting in bed watching TV with someone instead of doing it by myself, or just to have someone there to talk to about my day. And these thoughts have made me realize that I'm finally ready to date again. It's been a few years since I've dated at all, but the thought that I'm feeling ready to date again is what I'm struggling with, because I'm coming up on a lot of major life changes very soon. One of them being that my daughter graduates high school next year, and the second one being that both of us plan to make big moves across the country after she does graduate. So the idea keeping me from actually pursuing anything like starting to date is that I plan on leaving. So I don't really see a point in trying to start anything with anyone if what I really want is to go, because I don't want to start something with someone and then have a reason to not move, or to just make that move more difficult for myself because I made a connection with someone. So I'm choosing not to put myself out there yet, but it's a bit frustrating. Finally being in a place where I want to date, but I just don't feel like it's a good time. I think it's so important to know how to spend time on one's own, and I genuinely do enjoy my alone time, but I'm just feeling ready for other aspects of life. But I'm needing to be patient, which isn't always the most fun thing. I feel like my desires are outpacing the reality of my situation, which is that I'm stuck in this place for at least another year. Which brings me to another factor that's making things more difficult for me, which is that I'm living in a place that I don't like. I'd go so far as to say that I hate it, even though hate is a strong word. I consider myself a hardcore city gal, yet I've been stuck in the burbs for years now, surrounded by nothing but married people, their children, and their parents, all fine and dandy. But I never really meet people like me, single professionals in their 30s. So I feel kind of isolated. Not only that, but I live in an area where most of these people also have the complete opposite ideologies as I do, which makes me feel even more isolated and just makes it harder to make friends. Something that's really helped me over the past 6 years is some advice that I received from a roommate several years ago. And what she told me was to picture my friendships like darts on a target. My closest friends are in the innermost circle, and the people who I'm least close to are on the outermost circle. But the important part is this: they are all still on the dartboard that is my life, and at any moment I can choose to move the darts around as I wish, or it can happen on its own. A friendship might begin to blossom with someone that's somewhere on the outer ring, bringing them closer to the center. Likewise, darts in the center can start to move towards the edges, which is what started happening to me a few years ago, and I've yet to fill the middle circle again. And the reason she started talking to me about this was because I had a very black and white way of thinking about people at the time. They were either in my life or they were out for good. There was no gray area, and I think that hard line made things feel very inflexible, finite, and consequential for me. So I would overthink things in my relationships because I was afraid that if I made the wrong choice, I'd never be able to undo it. This idea is so comforting now that I'm going through this phase where I've lost my closest friends and I'm facing so many changes in my life. And it's helping me look forward to that time when I'll finally be making that big move across the country that I've been dreaming about for years, and starting fresh somewhere, meeting new people, exploring a new city, going on adventures. But this excitement doesn't quite drown out the loneliness that I'm feeling now. It's a strange feeling to feel so hopeful and excited and yet stuck. I'm caught between looking forward to a fresh start and feeling the weight of the empty space around me right now. Almost like I'm living in two different emotional worlds. I think it's important to acknowledge that it's okay to feel both. It doesn't mean one feeling cancels out the other. I'm learning that it's possible to be excited about the future while still grieving the loss of what once was. And maybe that's just part of the process, feeling everything at once and learning to sit with those mixed emotions. I'm not here to offer any life lessons. I'm in the thick of it. I don't know what will come of any of this. I just know that it hurts. And yet I have things I'm looking forward to. So if you're also hurting, know that you're not hurting alone. I'm right there with you. What I do know is that nothing lasts forever. This pain shall pass, and then I'll have something else to worry about. But until then, I'm just gonna keep moving forward, one step at a time.